Hello folks, Graham here. You may have heard by now that we're going to be trialling a new type of till system in the shop. A till system called an Epos system, or electronic point of sale. Most of us know it as a barcoding system, and we'll probably have used one in the supermarket if we've ever used the self-checkouts, and people like Ken's and Dips in Worksworth use it. In fact, it's very, very common across retail and across hospitality. So the idea of this video is to give an introduction to the system we're going to be trialing, its layouts and basically how it works, and then in future videos go and have a look at how to make sales and its deeper functionality. Okay, so what is an Epos system and what does it consist of? Well, to demystify it, it is literally a touch screen like you see in the corner here on the screen. And behind the touch screen is a computer, quite a low-powered small computer. On top of that computer runs Windows, and then the point of sale software itself is no more than a program running on Windows. And we plug in things like barcode scanners and printers into the computer to use them as and when we need them. So we've probably all used a computer at some point in our lives. So it's no more different than a program on the Windows computer and just getting the hang of using it. So why would we go over to an Epos system? Well, at the moment, our trusted Casio till, which is no more than a glorified calculator, doesn't really give us any information on the back end of the shop that the committee uses, the accountants use, to tell us what we've sold, when we've sold it, how much VAT we owe the VAT man, what profit we're making, which products are selling, which products aren't, which products we're making profit on, and so on and so forth. So it'll give us a lot more information behind the scenes, make life a lot easier, and also maybe even help the direction of the shop. On the front end, for us who are using the system to sell products through, on the existing till, it's very easy, and I'm very good at this, selling things like milk on VAT, selling things like chocolate biscuits with no VAT, wondering what on earth to do with that product there and just having a stab at which department it goes in. And then my favourite is ringing through £3,924 because I've completely forgotten to press the department button between putting in the price while I'm gassing away to the customer. So an Epos system will do away with virtually all of those, if not all of those anomalies that we can introduce into the system, which also makes it a bit of a nightmare for the accountants behind the scenes, working out things like VAT and so on. Believe it or not, there are dozens of Epos systems for sale on the market, hardware and software, ranging from a few £100 up to thousands of pounds, dependent upon whether you're a single shop like us or you've got multiple tills, multiple shops and so on. And we've looked at quite a few and decided to have a go at a system called Aronium, and this is the web page for Aronium we're looking at now. And one of the reasons is because Aronium, although it's a fully fledged Epos system, the version that we need for a single till is given away by the company that develops it, because they're after customers for bigger sites with multiple tills and multiple shops. So it's a fully fledged system, works very well and is absolutely free. The hardware, incidentally, has come from a friend of mine who's got a very successful and busy shop on Mackworth Estate in Derby, and they had a big makeover last year, and he's had his old Epos hardware sat in his garage ever since. So he sold us it at a very, very good price. Hence the whole thing has cost us less than £100 to get up and running, basically, instead of a few hundred to a few thousand. What we're looking at here is the Aronium website, and it's aronium.com. So feel free, if you fancy, to go dive into it and see what we're letting ourselves in for. Okay then, let's get down to it. So if I get rid of this website underneath it we now have the Aronium main screen, and the Aronium main screen is a touch screen, and I'm working off my computer here to record this, so perhaps imagine when we come to pressing buttons that green blob is my finger pressing the screen. So let's just run through what's on the screen. At the top we've got a number of buttons, and we'll come back to those later, but the button we'll be using the most is that big F10 payment button there. Now the rest on the left hand side here we have the shopping basket, the shopping cart, whatever you want to call it, and the main part of the screen is taken up with product categories and the products themselves. Now then, the product categories are there for us to just organise the products in logical and sensible ways. Otherwise we would have 650 odd products which we sell through the shop just listed willy-nilly, scrolling off to the bottom of the screen, and be a nightmare to find if we never need to find any. So hence we use product categories, and within those pretty obvious product categories we list their products. So then, if we go in a product category, say toiletries, we now have subcategories which once again just help us keep things tidy. So we go within hair care and we can see all the individual products. We go into, let's say, grocery, and we've got many sub product categories like baking and cooking, biscuits, tea and coffee, sugars and sweeteners. Once again, just to make things tidy, not just for us on the screen, but behind the scenes as well, for the program itself and how it reports all the profits, losses and so on and so forth. So bearing in mind that this is a barcoded system, so most of the products in the shop are barcoded, some aren't, and all those that are barcoded have been put into this Aronium system, and so when we're making sales we won't need to go into most of these product categories, because we just use the barcode scanner to scan the barcode, which puts them into the sales basket over here. So I've used some color coding here just to make life a little more easy for us behind the counter. Well, hopefully anyway. So the product categories that you see that are grey, they denote product categories where the products within them are mainly barcoded. So we don't need to go into those, or if we do, it won't be that often. The purple coloured product groups are purely there to catch our eye and differentiate them from the other product groups, because within these product groups are mainly products that we need to go and we need to sell through the screen itself. So if we go into, let's say, breads, we see that Henry's bread, Jackson's brown cobs and so on and so forth are all highlighted products in this orangey brown colour. And the reason they're highlighted in the orangey brown colour is because they haven't got barcodes, and therefore we need to use the screen with our fingers to put the products into the basket on the left. And we'll have a go at that in a second. So to summarise the categories, the grey coloured ones are mainly barcoded products within them, not exclusive but mainly. The magenta stroke purpley coloured ones have mainly got products in that need to be entered manually from the screen, and they're just there to catch our eyes. So let's go and look at products themselves now. So if we go into confectionery, as you can see, most of the products are black, like Freddo Choc, Fruity Twist, Galaxy and so on. They've also got prices allocated to them at the bottom. So the black products denote that they're barcoded, so we don't need to bother with them unless something goes wrong and we're searching, because we just scan the barcode and in they go to the basket on the left. We've got a fallback in each category. It's the get out of jail card. So if the barcode doesn't work, we search for the product, we can't find it, and I'll show you how to do that shortly. Then if all else fails, we go to the product category that we think the product should go in, press miscellaneous, put the price in and enter it as a miscellaneous product in that category. Okay. So to summarize products themselves, we've got these brownie coloured products which are non-barcoded. If they've got a price at the bottom, then it's already entered into the system and you shouldn't have to bother putting a new one in. If it hasn't got a price in, for instance Maycock's meats, because each packet comes individually priced, then we'll press the button and it'll bring up a little number pad and we can enter the price into there. And we'll have a go in a second on that. So there we go. We've got the brownie buttons where we have to use the screen. We've got the miscellaneous buttons where we use the screen and is our get out of jail card. And then the black ones, which we shouldn't have to deal with at all, are the ones that where the barcodes will work. I hope that's clear. Perhaps it's as clear as mud. So perhaps the best way to demonstrate it is to actually make a sale, or put something, let's say put something in the shopping basket. Okay, so the customer comes in and they've taken some fairy liquid off the shelf. Now I've got a bottle of fairy liquid in front of me, which I'm afraid I can't show you, but they come to the counter and we try scanning it in and it's not working. Now why isn't it working? It's because I'm on my home computer. Let's try again. There we go. So we've scanned it in. It appears on the left with the price, what it is, and that we've sold one, or put one in the basket. They've also got a bottle of flash. So we scan the flash in and it appears with its price and how many we put in the basket. Let's say they've got a tub of Marmite. Scan the Marmite in and it appears there on the left. So we try and scan in the next product. Oh, it's not appearing. Now on the till itself, with the touch screen, should I say, when the barcode isn't recognised, when you try and scan it, you'll get an audible message, me telling you that it hasn't been recognised, which will then tell you to go and look for the product some other way. Sorry, it didn't work on the main screen here on my computer because it's not set up to do it. So that sort of failed, didn't it? Okay, so we've scanned in a few products, and as you can see, we didn't need to go into any of these categories. So now someone comes in and they want to buy a daily newspaper. Now we're not using barcodes on daily newspapers because the barcode changes every single day for every newspaper. So the customer comes in and let's say they've picked up a Daily Express. So we go into daily newspapers. Daily Express, click it, £2.10 already entered into the system, and there we go on the left. It's entered the Daily Express for us. Let's say that you noticed the Daily Express had changed price. What we can do in that case is forget the Daily Express button, press the miscellaneous. We're offered the number pad, put in £2.20 say, because that's what it is now. Press enter and it'll enter a miscellaneous newspaper daily at £2.20. So there we go, that's how we enter products. Let's have another go. Cakes and desserts. Jackson's barcodes don't work in general. You can try scanning them. Most of the time they don't work. So we have to use the screen. As you can see at the bottom, we've got these black coloured products. Now they're all barcoded, and the barcodes will work if you try them. So they come to the counter with an egg custard. Press the button, bonk, and hey presto, it's appeared over here on the left. And to get back to the top level, we just press the back button in the top left. So there we go, a brief introduction to Aronium, its front screen, and what all the buttons mean. I'll have a quick summary here. These top level buttons are the product categories. The greyy ones we'll rarely need to go into. The purpley ones are the ones we'll probably regularly need to go into to make sales. The browny coloured products are the ones we'll need to use the screen to make the sale through. And the black coloured products are the ones where the barcodes, I'm going to be confident and say, will work here. Okay then, let's sign off, and then we'll make a sale in the next video.